Previously in the last video.
But we were about to go to Hawaii! Don't you love Hawaii? No, I don't! How dare you not love Hawaii?
And now, back to the present. Yo, what is up, everybody? Zanzipakid here, back again for the final episode of Dreamtalia, where we're gonna go through the bonus room. Yep, that's right. We already went through the entire story of Dreamtalia, and we finished all the endings, but yet there's still a lot of content to go through as we see behind the scenes of Kyo, Pianodream, and Lubo's game. And here's the jukebox organ. You can listen to original game soundtracks, such as the themes from the factory. But I kind of like this one. Fanin's Are You Stressed Yet? There's a book with a purple hyacinth on the cover. Read it? Oh yeah, these are all host records made by Priestess. About previous hosts. Host record 622-407. Jane Benjamin Peterson. She sounds like she could be from England. Remained in contact for 10 months. Disconnected and rejoined in 12 human years for 8 months. Joker form not available. Oh man, so Jane must have gone through a lot before coming back to Rev. One of the strangest cases I've ever witnessed. To see a host willingly leave and still come back. It would appear at the tender age of 7, Jane had been a case of severe bullying of the physical and emotional kind from several places in her life. Aww. She's only 7 though, she's a baby. All Arcana were in fictional forms, for she took more kindly to books than to real people. Oh, I know that feel. Most of us were able to choose our own forms, Joker included. Joker stepped out of line and gave nightmares to her biggest tormentor, a young teenager named Duke. Either medically or self-inflicted, he died shortly after. Really? A teenage boy is just gonna bully a 7-year-old girl? But still, like, wow, Rev, that's pretty extreme. When Joker was found to blame, Jane left and closed us off. Joker was determined to make it up to her, and astonishingly, he did not take another host. More than a human decade later, Jane had grown into a young woman and let her dreamscape be accessible again. It would appear therapy told her we did not exist, that we were a figment of her imagination caused by loneliness and guilt over her Billy's death. Once reconnected, her and Joker became fast friends again, and she resumed her role as host. 8 human months later, while talking to Joker in a compact makeup mirror she carried around, she was struck by a car. Foul play suspected. Oh man. If anything, I'd assume it'd be someone related to Duke before, and they were looking for revenge because they think she had something to do with it. She did not survive. Grieving period, 60 months. Arcana death. Not available. Afflicted Arcana. World, Temperance, Devil Tower. Star. May her memory stay watered and beautiful. Signed Priestess. Oh, that's sad. She seemed like she had a nice time. There's a book with a daylily. Host record 100,812. Jialu Won. Remained in contact for 6 months. Joker form Jiang. Jiang, youngest son. A childless mother from Pingyao lost all 4 of her children in a massive flood. Joker had the form of her youngest child and was doted on from start to finish. Fantasies included living domestically before the flood. The other siblings, who were Hermit, Chariot, and Moon, stayed around the whole time. Other Arcana would be the villagers, should they go out and about. However, from the trauma from the floods, there was numerous nightmares about it. Few of us lost our forms due to this. Joker was more concerned with keeping Mother safe than helping us escape. So it seems that if a host has a certain nightmare about something, the nightmare will manifest in their world and cause damage there. Death tells us we need to learn how to defend ourselves from these nightmares better. I wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, Death. I only wish we could have learned this epiphany without losing a few of our own first. When she passed, we are not sure if it was from old age. Joker insists that was the cause, but from my record books, I know the real reason. Grieving period, 2 months. Arcana death, world, temperance star, strength, afflicted arcana, emperor, chariot, moon, hanged man. Let me guess, she ended up in a coma. Made her memory stay watered and beautiful. Sang priestess. Fun fact, the Hermit arc wasn't planned in a game originally. It was made after seeing everyone interacting with each other, namely Justice in Japan. Oh. Well, I've got stuff to say about the Hermit arc, but I'll wait until after the credits. There's a book with a snapdragon on the cover. Read it. Host record 288,240. Bianca Bevanfield. Remain in contact for 8 months. Joker form. Hot dog Jin. A spoiled girl from the celebrity side of the human world. All fantasies were over-the-top vacations, things seen from movies of that time. Since she rejected most friends, Joker pretended to be a djinn, or how she spells it, genie, to have these fantasies work out realistically. Her logic is strange. This was an unfortunate case, however, with the Arcana just filling out random rows they were handed. World was given the worst one. With being a young adult, her world was all about having the perfect man, which was given to World. She began to sneak in to see him primarily. Yeah, because that's all we want, the perfect man. No. She ignored Joker entirely at some point, a djinn being useless to what she called a boyfriend. Bianca made visits without Joker's permission, World letting her in so they could be together. Because of this, her disconnect happened much faster. Considering in the past human century, this is the 4th time this had seemed to happen, I honestly could see Joker's meltdown coming a mile away. Oh. So 4 times Joker has freaking melted down and got jealous. World was struck down, achieving red, and had a fight with Joker before his form was removed. Joker proclaimed then we were never to have romantic roles with hosts. Some don't care about this new rule, others seem more concerned. And then Justice was like, hey, Japan. Oh no. I fear for our safety in general. He has no qualms with killing us like we were common prey. I make a note to the future self reading this, do not connect with the hosts. Stay as far away as possible. Your knowledge is too important. Yeah, some people didn't pay attention to that. Grieving period, 1 month. Arcana death, world, afflicted arcana, world, hanged man, moon, star, chariot. So World and Joker have been at it for a long time, it seems. May her memory stay watered and beautiful. Sang priestess. Here's a book with a sweet pea on the cover. Read it. Host record 599,654. Horse Walker. Remain in contact for 4 months. Joker form private human. Human. Man of War, having just been married and told news of a child he was struggling with being sent off to another country. Aww. Joker kept him company in his dreams, depending on the situation being a bunkmate at his barracks or a neighbor back at his suburban home. One night, Horst was in the middle of cooking in his home fantasy when everything froze. The world flickered and cracked before returning to normal. Whenever Joker made mention of he should go to bed, Horst mentioned he never felt tired. He wanted to keep going, so Joker followed suit. What seemed like days later, Horst blinked out of existence. Joker was caught off guard but decided to investigate. The barracks had been blown to pieces a day prior. Horst's platoon specifically. It was a few times I saw Death openly mourn for a host. I noticed Joker's unrelenting anger to war machines ever since as well. Though his time was short, this host has taught us all a valuable lesson. Mankind can be truly cruel beings. Grieving period, 8 months. Arcana death. Not available. Afflicted Arcana. Emperor, Empress, Temperance, Justice, Death. Aw, death. May his memory stay watered and beautiful. Signed, Priestess. Yeah, and Death was like he was, by the time that Illy was taken, he was done with the whole taking hosts and stuff. So in 2 of those stories, World was involved, and in 2 of those stories, Death was also involved. There's a book with a red blotched white chamomile on the cover. Read it? Yes. Host record 700,000. Ivan Mikhailovich Bazarov. Yeah, this is the Vanya that we've seen. The host right before Italy in Dreamtalia, Chapter 0. Remain in contact for the number is unreadable. Joker form not available. Ivan Mikhailovich Bazarov, or simply Vanya as we had come to know him, was a Russian man from the frigid northwest. He had the misfortune of becoming the Joker's latest fancy. Determined to keep this one from getting away, he had taken extra time to watch and follow the weathered, haggard old creature, observing his day-to-day habits from reflections in mirrors. Vanya seemed like the ideal friend, although target seems more appropriate a word for me. Isolated, lonely, and in the Joker's eyes, belittled by his co-workers and family. The next few pages are missing, the edges looking forcefully ripped out. It backfired. Joker tried to be his son, but Vanya knew his son wouldn't be so kind to him. Despite it, he still wanted to stay around. Nothing seemed to please the old man very much compared to usual high-energy fantasies people usually wanted. He wanted things slow, much to Joker's displeasure. Like, dang it! I had all this stuff planned out. The two seemed to get along well, and to our surprise, once Joker's more abusive side came out, Vanya took notice. It got more tense once World was thrown in the mix as well, but still through it all, Vanya remained firm and refused to allow him to mistreat his henchmen. Aww. Vanya insisted on meeting all of the Arcana, wanting us more involved. Oh, that's cool. Begrudgingly, we were shown humanity and kindness, something some of us haven't seen in centuries. It was bizarre but welcoming. Temperance and World in particular, a large amount of pages is ripped out. Then he became sick, very sick. We were told it was from an injury. Some of us knew better, because he's been sleeping for a long time. Joker panicked and kept him here. I mean, you can't just freaking be in a coma and not expect your health to just be alright. We didn't realize it at the time, but... Next set of pages are also torn out. His disappearance from this world is more than troubling. We have witnessed firsthand how our own home can collapse and crumble. Never had I seen it so firmly affecting everywhere with destruction. Affecting. I had thought it was Joker's emotion, but my hypothesis was wrong. It is the host. This host has taught Joker many things. It has taught us many things as well, but I feel like this will be for naught. More pages are missing. Wow, this is a freaking novel. Joker's eyes are wandering again for something, anything to fill the empty hole in his chest. He has his eyes set on an Italian of the similar kin as Vanya. The rest of my tribe are still mourning. I don't know how much more of this we can bear to stand. For once, I am looking forward to losing our memories in this round. Then I don't have to watch everyone suffer in their grief anymore. Grieving period. Arcana death, not available. Afflicted Arcana. Everyone. So this is the big one. That was the tipping point. May his memory stay watered and beautiful. Signed, Priestess. At the back of the book, there's an envelope torn open. The envelope's front reads in jagged cursive, "To World." Yeah, Vanya and World, they actually, they loved each other. So when World was ranting about like how love only brings pain and suffering, that was what he meant. By watching Dreamtalia Chapter 0, I didn't think that Vanya and World were meant to be like lovers, kind of in love. I thought it was like more father-son thing, but Well, I guess I could read between the lines. Aw, this is a nice tune. Missing lore. Before all of the Arcanas were put into realms, they all lived together in the same castle. They got to know each other more in the new forms and see what they could do. This is common to do before a host is brought in fully. Oh, okay. When everyone was together, Magician decided to cause chaos by possessing strength to destroy. Judgment cut him down into several pieces, and Rev right then banished the Magician out so he couldn't ruin the friends' experience when they got there. Okay, so this is the incident that led to Strength being sealed and Magician being exiled and Judgment having to watch over him. Strength was sealed off in the crystal, and Magician couldn't have revenge. Yeah, he'd rather have friends than henchmen. Alright, so Magician and Judgment, you know, they've been a thing, you know, they really like each other, love each other. So when Judgment sliced his body up into pieces, Magician was so honored and blessed that he didn't want to fully heal the wounds. That is weird. I'm not sure why you'd like that. This led to both his limbs and especially his neck being very disconnected from each other, and that's why he has a chicken neck, boys. Rev got China high. Okay, I think we already know this. Not even Hanged Man knew, so he was like, hey, wanna share his consciousness? Wait, what? I didn't sign up for this! Moon was a little horrified at Hanged Man suddenly used as a vessel pawn. Aw, poor Moon. But they vowed to stay and take care of him. Okay, so let's see what happened to World. He went back, he reported to Rev, and he was like, he was gonna try to quit being like his henchman, but then Rev was like, no! You won't let my friend be taken away. So then he just carved his name on his back, which says World. You are World! You are mine! And then he dumped World's body off a destroyed factory. And then he found Finland, who found the toys that were safe. And so they helped nurse World back to health, and Finland gave him his cloak. And then World was like, okay, I'm gonna try again, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna take the world by storm. And then World got healed. He and Finland went to Priestess's library. He read books and stuff, but Priestess was like, I need you to find 3 items so you can find your friends with the mystical orb. And yeah, all that stuff. And then, so Finland went on this magic quest and then he found Spain. After going to the library, World headed to Night Realm because he wanted to stage an uprising. But then Hangman was freaking high. Moon was like, hey, he's actually China now. And then World was like, And so then he researched the combining of the bodies. And then, yeah, he got opium bombs. Ah, okay. And then Rev felt bad, so he just let him stay in the castle. It's like, okay, fine, oh, you can stay. And in Japan, he was supposed to be one of the vessels, but he refused Rev before he was fully taken in. Yeah. The prophecy Hermit spoke of was the transference of Japan to stay there. Like Canada into, yep. Yeah, Japan was the original host. Rev got pissed that Japan was like, rejected him. And then Rev was like, oh, screw you, and then decided to make him suffer a lot in this game. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like Japan would be the type to be like, oh yeah, I must fulfill my life more. This is what these dreams are telling me, not to go to sleep forever. And then Rev was like, damn you! And yeah, he kind of ended the romance right then and there because he was the worst boss. And then, yeah. What? If it wasn't for the illusion breakings. Okay. Yeah. I never know. I wonder, just how was Germany able to see through Rev? Oh boy, yeah, like how did Germany see that instead of regular Italy? Does he have like a stronger will or something? And yeah, this is all the art that was in the game. These earliest artworks were from Owin-sama. And boy, this is so beautiful. And then there's World and he's like, I'm not your pawn! Screw you, I'm not your pawn! I'm gonna kick your ass later. And yeah, these are all screenshots. And there's a book with a yellow rose. Oh, host record. 33,825 Andres Santiago. Remained in contact for 6 months. Joker form. Julio, best friend who moved away. A lonely child found by the Joker in the back alley of the heart of Spain. The boy ran away from home and had been living out of a box for a day or so. Joker convinced the boy to go home, if only so he could have a more comfortable place to sleep to be with us. Chariot, who had taken the form of Andre's mother, Maria, had been a bit of trouble in this cycle. Their mania consisted of gardening, especially just tending to the family garden obsessively. This was fine at first until Andre made it a point to destroy it. Not once, not twice, but 8 times it would seem Andre felt a lot of resentment to his parents' project. He says he was forced to participate in them. At some point, Chariot achieved Red, found a way to terraform the entire realm. Everything was overtaken by vines, flora, and fauna. And then the fauna started to become more carnivorous, so Joker had to put Chariot down. It wasn't long after that Andre passed away in his sleep as per usual. Chariot was to blame, but death shielded his wings from any sort of revenge Joker wanted to send out. It's not often we see Chariot's extreme side, but it's a powerful state. We must be wary to always accept their interests to let it destroy everything, yeah. Grieving period, 6 months. Arcana death. Chariot. Afflicted Arcana. Sunstar strength. May his memory stayed water and beautiful, sign priestess. A white lily. Friend 3. Lucille. 8 months. Alright, so I guess this is like earlier, so priestess just barely knew how to write. Joker, Giovanni. Sweet smile, sad eyes, eyes brown, hair brown, curly. Favorite dress, green and white. She tells me about diary. She gave me this one for me to write. Or WRITE things in. She loves to be held. Strength picks her up lots. She reads me stories from what she calls library. I like them. Aw, cute. Father bad. Got rid of cat. We make cat for her. She's happy. We got top marks in class. She got top marks in class today. We throw a party for her. Aw. Magician who plays dress up with her. Makes her judges for a day. This is also good. Mother back from voyage. She brings new cat. All is well. Huh. She is gone. Aw, I miss her. Hurt, no, sad, many. Her flower will stay watered and be beautiful. Goodbye, priestess. Aw. Yeah, she was the 3rd host, so... Character bios. Okay, magician and priestess. Magician. Yeah, he likes getting his way, mischief, and not naughty things. But he dislikes being ignored and being bored. Priestess likes books, knowledge, rats, and birds. But dislikes tricksters, disorder, and misinformation. Empress. likes the finer things, being spoiled, and the violin. They dislike mud, being lectured, and frozen food.
Ugh, this frozen food. How dare you show it in my presence?
Emperor likes fighting, roughhousing, and being in charge. He dislikes being tied down, slowness, weakness. So I assume these are all their likes and dislikes. Ah yeah, that's that fine scented smoke. Lovers, they like each other, kisses, cuddles, pet names, but they dislike separation and one being mocked. So I feel like lovers would always be like two people. Alright, Chariot likes their current obsession. Justice likes Hermit, warmth, and karma, but dislikes not being told of changes. Understandable? Hermit likes justice, pranks, alone time, and flowers, but he dislikes crowded spaces. Wheel of Fortune likes things going smoothly, being useful in music, but he dislikes being off tune and doing nothing productive. Well, they don't like that. Strength likes making people happy, putting himself to good use. He dislikes causing damage, not understanding anything. Hanged Man likes feeling new sensations in the family unit, but he dislikes being wet, rocks, and taken advantage of, which unfortunately happened to him. Death. We don't know what he likes, but we know that he freaking dislikes Joker. Yeah. Death is still my favorite Arcana. Temperance, Tarot 14, likes sunshine, snow, smiles, and good vibes. He dislikes darkness, angry, yelling, and dead things. Devil likes darkness, his misfits, and crystals, but he dislikes sunshine and trespassers and brown-nosers. Tower likes high places, isolation, and doing his own thing. He dislikes being interrupted and scolding tea. Star likes inventing things, making friends, but he dislikes being laughed at and eating dirt. Moon and Sun. Moon likes dancing, hugs, family, playing in games, and buns, but he dislikes breaking things and people being sad. Sun likes being helpful and contributing ideas and showing off, but he dislikes strangers and ideas being dismissed rudely. Judgment likes order, rules, the law, guitars, and chocolate, but he dislikes rules being broken in chaos. World likes reading, gardening, and steak, but he dislikes pain, isolation, and being cold. And yeah, these are all the references in the Ice Castle. You see, the soggy deck of cards was the Dreamtalia, another game by Kyo, which is Cardverse, Hetagame, alternate universe. And his shrinking potion was Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, the journal was Alfredsson's Sweetheart. Yeah, the meat kebabs were 23.5, a fanfic made by Kyo. It's a creepypasta, pretty notorious in fandom. Onigiri in the toilet is Hetoni, as if we don't know. Lolia dresses. I assume this is another fanfiction. Schönheit ist wie Schönheit es eben tot. Reference room, answer 7, heart in a bag was regret, which was another fic made by Kyo that was the continuation of 23.5, and it was also kind of sad. Pale Red Cake was the Bad God AU, another AU that Kyo and Google have made. Fey Honey is Heterella, which is another Hetagame that Kyo's made. And House of Winter is the Bloody Compote, which I've done an LP for, actually, and it was also made by Kyo. So yeah, it was just a bunch of Kyo references. Mostly character face sets. Ooh, these are Illies. I like his sort of mad expression. He's like, It's like a little pouty. Video. Jude is really good with making expressions. And that's Germany, and him in his Rome cosplay, and Rev Germany with teeth, which was freaky as heck. Japan, aw. And a hermit. The way he tilts his head is just... America. Yep, those are his face sets. They seem a bit different stylistically compared to the others, though. And this is England's. And that was Magician's face set. And this is France. And Judgment. Actually, France's face set is kind of one of my more favorite ones. Especially his, like, I don't know, his face. His displeased face. And that's Russia and the devil. I like the shadowed face it there. And this one's China. Actually, in Dreamtalia 2, there's an updated face set for China. And that's the Hanged Man, who looks noticeably younger than the regular China. And this one's Canada. Aww. And that's Temperance. It's so cute. This is Prussia's face set. And this one's Austria's. Which actually is also being updated in Dreamtalia 2. And I saw in the preview and I was like, yo. And this is Spain's face set. Nice. Wait. Oh my gosh. Just the face set for Sun, the last one. It looks like, the face looks like a meme. It looks like the meme face. And these are all Romano's faces. And that's Finland. Aww, he's sweet. Aww. And Sealand in Sweden. Yeah, Sweden's style looks kind of different. But... Aw, Sealand. Okay, this is World. You know, that crazy mofo. And that's Lovers. Actually, I kind of like the England, the Angel, Britannia Angel face set. That's pretty cool. And Justice. And Greece. Aw. And yeah, this is Miscellaneous Arcana. There's Priestess. There's the Wheel of Fortune. They all just got blank faces. There's, Tower, and there's Moon. Aw, Moon's direct expressions are also really good. And yes, it's death! What? And then there's all the other... yeah, and then there's Japan's expressions whenever some really bad shit happens to him. Apple Bloom and her mom, and Kumajiro. This is a lady group? I actually really like these. They're pretty nice. They look so pretty. And these are the Asian countries. Nice to see Thailand in a game. Face it artist. Panic is my new rain. Yes. Alright, let's see the Lotus. Host record 4,902. So, they were one of the earlier ones. Chai Son COVID. Remain in contact for 5 months. Joker form. Costume. Previous lover. A man having been forced into an arranged marriage by his parents, traveling across the country and cannot see his beloved any longer. The fantasies here mostly consist of a domestic life of his past lover being his wife instead. Some of the Arcana take turns pretending to be his new children. Lovers is concerned for Chai-sun, bringing up to Joker that we should intervene. Magician agrees with them and others rally in. Joker doesn't want to mess things up and make him leave them, but it would appear he doesn't have much of a choice. During Joker's sleep period, World opened the door to his dreams so they could still interact with him, despite Joker's rules of never doing so without him. Magician and lovers maintained their disguises and had a talk with him about leaving his wife for real. Needless to say, when Joker woke up from his sleep, Chai-sun was nowhere to be found. From what we overheard from the wife, he left her to go elope properly with Ko-sum. Joker is very mad at us, but can't help but be happy for him. Huh? Wherever you are, congratulations on the wedding. I hope it is as spectacular as you dreamed it would be. Grieving period 2 months. Arcana death. Available. Afflicted Arcana lovers and magician. May his memory stay watered and beautiful. Signed priestess. Well, that's good. At least he didn't die in the dream world. He managed to live a happier and more fulfilled life. Here's a book with a mixed Xania on the cover. I think it's supposed to be a zinnia. So, okay, 589,712. Millie Morrison. You remained in contact for 7 months. The Joker formed with her father, Randall. A small little girl, having a hard time dealing with her father being drafted out into the war. Joker does his best to fill in, but it's not the same. A lot of us have to step in to make sure she's happy and doing okay. Joker hasn't perfected emulating a father figure, but she's happy enough. World and Judgment, especially, has stepped up as the mother and aunt of the group. It makes sense since they tended to Joker when he was a pup a lot. Aww. Yeah, but then Joker freaking wasn't that thankful. Out of some sheer locking coincidence, near the point of Millie giving up all hope, her real father returned. Joker kept going though, as if things were normal, but Millie was no longer dependent on him to feel her father's love, so she shut us out. Joker tried to force his way back in, but in doing so, we experienced a very rare case. World achieved red, and in a startling surprise, we literally beat Joker. Blood was spilled, bruises were made, anything to stop him from reaching Millie. Judgment eventually came to intervene and pull them apart. It was the first we had ever seen Joker hide behind another Arcana to hide from World. World had to be put down lest he go too far and kill Joker. We still need this habitat. After all, Judgment didn't want to do it, but he did. World will forget this moment in time like all cycles, but I doubt Joker ever will. I hope it teaches him to think before he acts. As for Millie, I hope she grows up to be a lovely young lady and to have her father walk her down the aisle. That is a tradition she was looking forward to. Grieving period 2 months. Arcana death, World. Afflicted Arcana judgment in World. May her memory stay watered and beautiful, signed priestess. Well, that's good. Character trivia. Development. Hermit was only supposed to appear once for his death, but never again, but Kyo got too attached. And Rev was only supposed to arrive only at the end of the game and World also. Oh, interesting. So with Rev and World, Kyo felt they lacked enough flashing out for people to care, so they got big roles. That's good. I found them more interesting that way. Finland's character arc was based on the Christmas episode of Fairly Odd Parents. Fun fact for me. Finland's Christmas arc also was an inspiration for a Christmas play I wrote a few years ago. Character trivia. There was originally a side plot of the nature of when prisoners would change back their old forms. Oh. Mainly how they'd get Oh, so like it wasn't like a whole, oh, I know who I am now, and then changing back to their old forms. They were just like, okay, so how am I gonna look normal again? And then they went on the whole adventure? Yeah. Okay, mainly how they get out our clothes. Okay, so it was cut because it didn't go anywhere. Rev was originally extremely unstable, or prone to violence and not getting social cues. But he had to be matured up because he felt he had to be smarter. Okay, so Persona, Final Fantasy, and American McGee's Alice. I could see Persona and American McGee's Alice definitely. Final Fantasy, I'm not sure. Character trivia. There are a couple of cut worlds and concepts, but those are planned to be put in the sequel. One of them is the Underwater Kingdom in Dreamtalia 2. Yep, that's the thing. Moving on to the species facts. Arcanas, they're based on butterflies, and their wing color shows what color their parents were. Oh, that's cute. They each have one specialty power. Cool. And you'd have to rip an Arcana in half by their wings to reproduce. Oh. Arcana's forms usually are just a meat suit. They stay in the heart area and just run the body from there. Oh boy. But how do they make the body? The human forms are made from the dirt. Oh, okay. They're made from the dirt of the dream world. Arcana migrate in groups to find a safe place since they're easy to pick off as prey. Huh. Well, yeah, that's also when ripped, new wing halves grow. And usually both for offspring if both of them rip. Oh, okay. Do they rip themselves? Does someone rip them? Other Arcana powers include breeding underwater, surviving in voids, hidden senses. They're all superheroes, super butterflies, yeah. And the red IA state is the last resort power. Rev made it show in the eyes so he knows better. It enhances flight or fight responses. In big forms, it never goes away and drives them mad. It's like the Avatar state! Character trivia, species facts, Fauchereve. Fauchereves commonly don't have names, so they're distinguished from the markings on their cheeks. I wonder what kind of designs would be on their cheeks then. We refer to Fauchereve's ears wiggle. It's how they tell who they're talking to. Huh? They can't shift to Rev's level, only can change some things. Rev practiced a ton. Yeah, I must have had a lot of free time, being lonely and stuff. And his nail claws can grow up to 2 feet on command. Oh boy. Why didn't I see any of that in action? Fauchereve tribes are nomadic in nature, going to dimensions, setting up camp, and others set out again. For reproduction, the ladies. She places an egg and the male very, so they kiss and then they have babies. I see. The male carries a child and coughs up the premature pups. The mother takes care of the pup from there, it being a year or so. Okay. Fauchereve tails glow when they're young. When they choose a mate, they rip the light stuffing out. I see. Rev's tribe contracted a deadly illness from another dimension. Rev was the only survivor. Okay, so yeah, that's some important backstory there. Now let's see some fun facts. Oh, it took 1.5 years to write the script. But about 35% of the game is ad-libbed. Oh, Kyo spent about $2,000. Yo, that's a lot of money, but it was well worth it. The Oreo Cookie Panda. Oh, okay. You forgot. The original Dreamtalia was a Jury Eater roleplay between Kyo and Insert Awesomeness. It can be found on DeviantArt. Dreamtalia has gone through 7 screenshot artists to get to this point. I've seen. March 12th was the day the Dreamtalia was agreed to be made by Kyo and Piano. Cool. May 5th is Rev's birthday, that being the day the Shadow Italy Dream was one to come up with. Cool. Original Dreamtalia was made around 2008 or 2009. 2009. But Rev's story came out 2010 to 2011 and the game was made in 2012. Yo. This game is almost as old as my little brother. Rev is not the original dream creature for Dreamtalia. Salo was, but Salo's too kind to be the villain. Yeah. Salo seemed like the really mild kind. Rev was created for the original Dreamtalia sequel. Russia X Liet story, he was much crazier. Okay, Dreamtalia showcase for fan art. Aww. Oh yeah. That's a good... Man, something like this would have been a good screenshot while the two were arguing. Ayy. Nice, Bass 13. Before the moment girl. Yo. That is pretty cool. Bring me misery. Ooh. And that's Rev's human form. And he's holding a Germany puppet. And there's all the other nations as puppets. And Italy's on the floor. That's pretty cool. It's nothing personal, kid. Oh, that's a good... Yo, I love these. CC2. Whoa. That was cool. Yo. That's Hierophant Priestess. Aw, poor Italy. Sweet dreams. Yo, I like this art style. Jiminy, help! Italy, you need to slow down. We need a break. Yeah, they're all chilling in the oasis. Crazy Cookie Maniac! I love their art. Yeah, their art is kind of an inspiration for my art style. Aww, that is really nice. It's pretty nice to see what the community has brought. Oh yeah, this is Date and Max. They made a lot of fan art. This is John Akiko. Ooh. Eridan is on fire. Oh yeah, I've seen that fan art so much. That's really good. The freaking chest thing, the whole perspective. Sweet dreams! Something wrong, Captain? Yo, these are good! French Toasties 1 to 3, yes. Galaxia Irresidente. Oh man. And Hanging Vents upside down. Aw. Hope of Sparkle. Yeah, Priestess. Nice to see Priestess getting love. And Rev. Leah Masuku. Don't you go and fail me now, world. Yes. Yes, master. My vocal. Whoa! Yeah, that is really good. That's gotta be one of my favorites there. Just, and like, it really fits in with the vibe of the whole Creepy Factory. Moki America. Did he succeed? Ah! Well, useless. Aw. World. Money Mage. The world isn't big enough. Yo. Aw, and that's Chariot and his toys. Chariot's world and Hermit. Yo, these are good. World. Dreamtalia. Music Piata. I'm not that, I'm important! Pause till no night. Oh. Yeah, Zero Fountain Sun! Panic is my reign. Yo. Aw. Oh, that's the updated one. That's so cool. Pasta and pencils. Ring around the rosies, pockets full of posies. Kochayuris. Finland and... Oh, Chariot. I see a lot of Chariot fan art. And of course, there's Hermit and Justice, and there's the lovers. Aww. When the dream became a nightmare. Yo. Seraphim World 49 and Riku 1523. Sup, British dude? Everything will be alright. Oh, that's such a cute and sweet fan art. And it's watercolor too, which is like... I don't know, I use watercolor and it's hard to pull off these kinds of paintings well. Surreal Freak. Oh, are they the one who makes animations that look like the Studio Dean style? That's pretty cool. Yes. Yotaku 18. Oh boy. Oh, that must be the bad ending. Aw. And then Rev meets Salo. This beautiful world. I am nope. Yo, that is good. That is a good one. Oh, Hanging Man. I like the smoke patterns. Yango Elster. Yo! They've also got some really good fan art too. Oh, Chariot. Ooh, Russia. Yeah. All of the fan arts on here are found on DeviantArt and Tumblr. I wanted to include more but I ran out of space on here. These fan arts were made from before 3/12/2018, so there might be a bunch more out there. And I thank you all for your support over these years. Aw, that's sweet. Yeah, thank you artists, all fan artists, battle oiler artists, battle pack artists, I don't know, all these artists are awesome. And this is a letter from Kyo. Hello everybody, good buddy Kyo here. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for playing all of Dreamtalia, whether you've been here since the project was announced or just found it. It's been a strange and long 6 years. So many waves of Hetagame fans have come and gone. Some of you playing this might have moved on years ago. This might be only played for the sake of nostalgia. Crazy, right? But I'm still happy you're here. Your support and comments, whether good or bad, have helped keep me going after all this time. To think, I started this project with Pianodream before I even started dating my now husband. Wild, right? I digress though. I thank my friends dearly for staying by with me. Dignified, Louisville versus Jude Fawnin. Gosh, a lot of you guys. Thank Pianodream and Skizzen as well. While they may have moved on from the project long ago, I wouldn't be here at all without them. Most importantly, I thank you for being here, for giving this strange little game a chance, and being patient through the years of its development. Yeah, I first heard of this game when I was, I don't know, when I was in the beginning of high school. And so I was super hyped when I saw the trailer and stuff. And then in 2018, I was able to finally finish it and played for myself. And boy, has it been amazing. While there is a prequel in the works by Lubel and a sequel in the works by me, I don't know when those will be done, but that's okay. Even if you never pick up this series again, I still think and I'm super appreciative for your time and effort. From me to you, thank you again. Have sweet dreams, enjoy whatever you'd like from the rest of what the game has to offer. Have a good day, everybody! Bye! Thank you, Kyo! Alright, I think that's all that we have for the bonus room. At the bottom near the letter, there was a preview for Dreamtalia, the sequel to Dreamtalia, but I think it's just a little outdated right now. So, we're just gonna move on to the credits. Dreamtalia! Disclaimer. This is a free-to-play fan game, and it was purely made by fans. However, they do claim ownership of the storyline and original characters. Kyo and Pianodream were the directors, and Kyo's Pianodream, Skitson, Esplake Games, and Naoto were all responsible for the coding. Original storylines by Kyo, Insert Awesomeness, and Pianodream, and scripts are here. All the scripts used. I did definitely recognize Mog Hunter's menu. Yeah, Sith Jester, not Psy Jester. And they were converted. So, wow. This is pretty... Yeah, this was a pretty cool project. The fact that it was like 7 years in the making. And these were the tracks made originally. Thanks everyone who made the original tracks. They were all pretty good. Conjoloid, Akirakat, and Faunin. And these are the beta testers. We got Dig, Nify, we got Canadian Freak Show, Eddie Queen Q, yay! And all of these other people, thank you for... Oh, Donuts and Tema. Yes, thank you for playing this game. I've been testing out this game. And special thanks Kyo-kun as the main financial supporter. Versus Shadow Panic, his Moraine Lubel, Dignified, Owen, Like Gaia, and Himaria for his wonderful original comic. And all Hetagame fans around the world, this is the end of Dreamtalia. Thanks for playing this game, and please submit your reviews and feedback. Yes, I did, years ago. Please support the creators. You can't redistribute or rip anything from the game, but you can link back to it. Yay! Aw. 2012 to 2018. So this was like nearly 7 years. Amazing! Woo! And that was Dreamtalia. Woo! Like, holy dang. This was like... This took about 18 one-hour episodes to get to this point, and honestly, this is the longest series I have ever done on this channel. And whoa, boy, it was really a ride. Like, Like, while playing this game, I got a sense of nostalgia, and I also got a sense of, like, you know, looking back on it and with the views of both, like, people who really loved it and other people who weren't as thrilled with it. Yeah, ultimately, I guess my thoughts on this is that, well, yes, like, this game's kind of started off old and there could have been some improvements to it. I think it was pretty fun playing it. I mean, I like going through each of the worlds, talking as the characters, ad-libbing, that was pretty fun. And I really liked the art. So now we're going on to my review. I kind of wrote a few notes in this little notebook about some stuff to point out. So first off with the visuals, like, yes, there was a huge variety of worlds. You could kind of tell what the feel of each world was supposed to be, which was good. My personal favorites were the Night City, the Enchanted Forest, and the whole idea behind the Sea Kingdom. For the Night City, though, specifically, it had the whole tower, and I think that was the one time that it really felt like you were in a dream, because you had to freaking break physics. Like, Germany and England, they had to jump on top of what seemed to be thin air, and then they had to go walking on the walls and then walk upside down, and oh, that was so crazy. But it was pretty cool too. And the boss battlers, look for the Arcanas and the face sets for all the characters. They were pretty beautiful. They were really nice. A lot of these were done by Jude, aka Panic Is My Rain, so great job, Jude! Woo! And some of these were done by also Owen-sama, especially at the beginning. And I think Mundi Mage was the one who made a few other battlers too, so great job, you guys. You peoples. Yeah, in general, it was really nice looking. It had beautiful art. The visuals were freaking solid. And the custom menu was super fitting. I recognize that as Mog Hunter's custom menu system, and oh my gosh, that menu is kind of hard to work with if you're trying to, like, change around the graphics and stuff. I tried making my own custom menu using Mog Hunter, and I had to, like, make my own backgrounds and, you know, make my own sort of symbols or words and cursors, and oh my gosh, it's pretty, yeah, it can be time consuming. And now I'm moving on to the gameplay and the story and, like, maybe, like, certain characters. And yeah, there's, like, some criticisms I have. Keep in mind that the criticism, it's not meant to attack the creators in any way. That wouldn't be cool at all. It is more meant to, as, like, advice or suggestions from someone who played the game on how to make future games like this better. The gameplay. Well, a sort of downside of using RPG Maker XP, yeah, which is kind of a bummer. And I know I've been riffing on, like, you know, the inability to change characters that seemed like only 4 people was fighting at a time. But yeah, I really can't fault the creators for this because it's basically something that was built in with XP. And I heard they found a way to go around that in the sequel, which is pretty good. However, for the main party that we did have, it was pretty well balanced. It was a pretty solid team. We've got Germany, who I assume would be the tank or the strong one with the powerful attacks. We got Japan, who might not be as resilient, but also has, like, very strong offensive attacks, especially after he got that sword from Hermit. Like, holy shoot. Did he bring out massive damage. Especially once he was boosted by France's buffing and healing powers. Like, yo, France, he really was a great asset during battles. Like, holy shoot. And France barely gets that much love in Hetagame, so that was great. And England, yes, he was your magic guy, so he had all the spells. He could, like, do crowd control. He could try confuse people or put people to sleep if you want. It was a pretty good main team. The enemies for each game, they matched the areas and they sort of felt unique ability-wise. There was also a variety of puzzles to keep the gameplay varied and sort of engaging. Also the concept of the Sea Kingdom puzzles, which could have also used work, but yeah, just the ideas behind those are pretty good. I know that was sort of a big one a bunch of people weren't so thrilled about. If there was a way to not have to backtrack through all of those islands, I think it would have been a pretty great puzzle that really made you think. However, like, I feel like there was like a bunch of empty maps that it just felt like, you know, it was just there so you can just walk through it and fill time up. Like, no enemies, no items, nothing, just a character walking through an empty maze. Yeah, like, maps are cool. I feel like it'd be cooler if it wasn't just there as scenery to just look at. And the bosses, battle-wise, they were alright. I would have liked it if, like, you know, these are bosses. They're like the big challenge that you have to go through at the end of each level. So I would have liked it if they were a bit more challenging or like had a certain gimmick to them. One boss battle I liked was the Wheel of Fortune one, because there was like 3 of them, and I know that Latvia's bell attack kept screwing my team over, so I was like, okay, I have to take out Latvia first and then get rid of the other 2. But for now, try to immobilize them somehow. And I think that's the kind of battles that would be very engaging and very challenging for players. And now onto the story. There were some lines that I found funny that got a good laugh out of me. So yeah, the humor was kind of nice. I really liked America and Canada's brotherly relationship arc. Like the whole development of them being bros. Like first, you know, Canada, he just feels really unnoticed by America, and then America realizes, hey, maybe part of that's my fault. And also Canada could have sort of also acknowledged that, yeah, he could try to be more assertive, and I thought that was good too. As the journey went on, you could see them really bonding, really hanging out with each other. Just as America was really worried for Canada in the Temperance arc, Canada then showed, like, you know, he was really worried about America during the whole World arc where World was trying to take him over. Yeah, I felt like it was really sweet. It was cool. And considering what the plot of the next game is, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see because, yeah, I feel like those 2 were written well. I feel like the whole motifs of the Arcanas were pretty cool. It was definitely something I hadn't seen before in Hetagame, so great job. There was also like Germany and England's whole development between each other from, like, you know, rivals who are bickering and fighting, and then they learn to trust each other, and then they become good friends to the point where they want to go out and share a drink. And I thought that was pretty good because this whole time it's like about Germany trying to save his friend, his only friend. And yet it's shown that, like, yeah, maybe he might be an effective commander, but as a friend, he could use some work. And the way that he and England's friendship evolved was a good way of showing how he learned to become a better friend. And eventually it got through when Germany finally found Italy and he had to talk Italy out of being stuck in a dream forever. I also found like the Arcanas interesting, at least the idea of them. For the characters themselves, they were kind of a mixed bag. Some of them felt like, you know, they were there and then you fought them and then they died and okay, well that happened, moving on. But then there were some others that managed to have more development that I was kind of interested in, such as Priestess. There was World too. I found him a sort of interesting potential villain to have in the sequel. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. And then there was Justice and his whole thing about like trying to move on from a love that he lost, and the fact that he was falling in love with, you know, someone from the mortal world, or like, yeah, a country person who isn't of his kind, which would sort of be forbidden. I thought it was pretty interesting. Like, Death has gotta be my favorite one. Like, it's just my bias. Death is my favorite because he's a badass. He's cool. He was really helpful, especially towards the end. And I also liked Apple Bloom. She was pretty cute. Some arcs that I was like kind of confused about, like Japan's one. Like, okay, like on one hand I was interested seeing him be like in turmoil, you know, at first, like with how he just lost his family and then he's starting to lose more who appear to be like people who he cares about. In the show, Japan makes a bunch of friends, you know, and although he may seem like just calm and composed and stoic, he actually really cares for them and helps them whenever they need it. And it went into like, I don't know, him getting into this romance, and then after like, I don't know, one scene or something, he's just really enamored with this guy, and then he gets super in turmoil after Justice is in trouble, and then afterwards he comes across Justice, you know, he helps Justice to get through his turmoil and blindness and such. But then Justice dies, and then Japan's just like, he just starts shutting down and then freaking, and then it all culminated in a huge freak out. Oh yeah, and that was after Magician freaking did some weird stuff with his mind after he witnessed a magician like turn his head around, and then, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it kind of dragged on a bit long, or the way it was paced, it felt like it was starting to take over the main story, and I'm like, wait, isn't this supposed to be about Germany rescuing Italy? What's going on? And Japan and Justice's romance, like, I found like lots of potential, but it did feel a little rushed. And the whole show, the whole backstory before Japan freaks out, I feel like things were going too fast and to like make people really care about the whole romance. So it would have been better if there was more attention put onto the pacing and how much it weaves into the overall story. And talk about the main story, Germany, like, yes, we did get that, you know, Italy is his only friend, but how much we've seen of their friendship, I'm not sure. It was like, while Italy was awake, Germany seemed pretty strict to Italy at first, and then, you know, after Italy was in the coma, he actually showed his concern and such. And yes, we've seen the show, we've seen the comics, but I would have liked to see maybe some more scenes or flashbacks, or at least stories by Germany about how much Italy means to him as a friend. Because, like, you know, they're BFFs, and, you know, Italy is the ultimate goal. The ultimate person that must be rescued in Dreamtalia. So, yeah, it could have been cool to have like some scenes where, you know, something happens. Maybe Japan, you know, after getting emotionally steamrolled, he's in turmoil, and then Germany's just thinking, oh man, Italy, I wonder what Italy could have done in this situation. He's usually better with being the good person to talk to during these times. He could cheer people up. You know, just something to show like just how much Italy really means for Germany, other than that, oh, they're best friends, so he must find Italy. And then moving on, there's Rev. You know, Rev, he's got like, he's definitely one of the more interesting. He's got personality. I could really clearly see his motivations, and you know, he's got a whole backstory and his abilities, and really, he's like the person really running the dreamscape. However, I think as an obstacle though, like a really threatening obstacle that gets my blood boiling and such, other than the whole thing where he stabbed Justice, I wasn't too like, I don't know, threatened or opposed by him. I just mostly was like, OMG, stop talking. You don't know what you're talking about. Can we please just save our host, our lord for the realm? It started getting a bit repetitive throughout each of the worlds of how Rev was like, okay, so Rev, he's a friend with this lord, you know, and then he tries to talk the lord into being like, no, they're here to trick you. They want to bring you back to a place where you can't be happy. And then the host attacks them. They defeat the host. The heroes, they talk to the host and be like, hey, come back to the real world because so and so. And then Rev just tries to be like, no, they're lying. But then after the host comes back with them anyway, Rev just, like, I don't know, rage quits that level and then starts wrecking stuff. You know, whether it be like killing Arcanas or destroying a world. And I feel like there could have been a bit more variety to that kind of formula of a plot. Like, oh, this isn't working. I need to find another tactic. Oh, I'll take Germany and then put him in the place where he's happy. Oh, that's not working? Well, let me give everyone their worst nightmares or something such as that. There is a lot of potential with Rev. He's a dream creature. He can grow 2-foot sharp nails and induce nightmares or your greatest dreams. And yeah, I did feel like, while here in Dreamtalia he was definitely an interesting character, I feel he was a bit more compelling in Dreamtalia Chapter 0, because we saw his much more caring side a lot more, especially with Vanya, and how these two bonded, and like I was able to relate with him a bit more, and even though he was doing like extreme methods to try and get Vanya to stay with him, it really felt like, oh wow, I mean, what could you do? Like he really wants his friend to stay. Like he felt much more like a more morally gray character, and I really like felt him. It really felt really compelling to me, in a way. But here I was mostly like, oh, okay, you're mean and annoying. I mean, power to you if you like Rev from Dreamtalia. Like I definitely see the appeal for him. But yeah, right now I'm just like, okay, well, that whole disaster happened. Hopefully he can just be happy with Salo. But I think we'll be seeing the ultimate consequences of his actions in Dreamtalia 2, New World Order. So in a nutshell, this game was pretty fun. Yes, it had some criticisms, but it didn't really detract from that. What I'm gonna do now, I will definitely play Erroneous Epilogue and Dreamtalia 2, the sequel, But I think first I'm gonna have to take a break from Dreamtalia related stuff for a little while and go to other games that I really want to play. Yeah, there's some other games that I wanted to play because I think said games are pretty fun and well made and deserve some attention. There's Bravely Hetagame, both the tech demo and version 1, which are actually really well made fantasy Hetagames in my opinion. And then there's 1965, it's on the list. And then also Star Roulette's games, No Windows and End of Days, which has a pretty interesting sci-fi story and a cool interpretation of what nations are. I've also got Airtaku's Olympus Beta and Shadowtalia in mind to play, at least for the winter. And two games I'm definitely gonna play at least in January or so will be Dreamtalia and Hetagame, the two 2P Hetagame games. And I'll most likely be playing those two in the same time, just to have that whole like 2P fever. Starting the beginning of December, there's gonna be a bunch of jam games coming up from Seb's Pick Your Poison Game Jam. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm in a team with 2 others making one of such games, so yeah, you'll definitely see an entry that I've worked on there when I come to playing all those games, so yeah. This has been a really fun Let's Play, and I really thank everyone who has followed me in this playthrough. And I hope all of you have sweet dreams, and that you all have the best of times. Thank you for watching Dreamtalia, and I'll see you guys in the next game. Bye!